To the ABC, which hosted a mass meeting yesterday about the national broadcaster's coverage of the Hamas terror attacks and the war in Gaza. Staff complained that the ABC's coverage of Israel's ground invasion of Gaza was too heavily reliant on talking points, they said, from the Israel Defence Force. They also raised concerns about the ABC's unwillingness to use language such as invasion, occupation, genocide, apartheid, ethnic cleansing and more regarding the Israeli government policy. Mark Maley, the ABC's editorial policy manager, even said the allegation of war crimes against Israel at the moment is obviously a credible allegation. Obviously. Joining me now, my panel, Shadow Minister for Fisheries, Forestry and the Environment, Tassie Senator John O'Donoghue, and former Liberal MP Nicolle Flint. Well, welcome to you both. I mean, it's very clear, Nicolle, there is a pro-Palestinian, I have to say almost anti-Semitic, anti-Israel bias at the ABC. You and I were both in London for ARC last week. We saw this coming out very much in the BBC, but it's patently clear with that meeting that it's at the ABC as well.
It's absolutely shocking, Peter. I mean, we all know, I know in particular, you know, how biased the ABC is. We've been talking and writing about it for years, but this really is a very disturbing sort of next level, if you like. The words that you have just used are completely appropriate to describe Hamas, not Israel. They're appropriate to describe a terrorist organisation. So how dare the ABC staff use those words in relation to Israel? Now, I'd like to say that I'm surprised by this, but I'm not. When you look at the statistics relating to ABC staff, 50% of staff in the ABC live in New South Wales. New South Wales does not contain 50% of the Australian population, and we know that most of the ABC staff live in metropolitan areas because Australia-wide, 89% of ABC staff live in a metropolitan area. The ABC is even having to move some of their Sydney-based journalists to Parramatta to try to address the perceived conflict that they only represent inner city, green-leaning individuals and electorates. Peter, this is absolutely unacceptable, and the Minister for Communications, Michelle Rowland, needs to take action to condemn these statements and do something about it.